Like, I don't want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sorry, Nick. I think you'd be tired of talking at some point.
No,
never. Not at all. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the other stream, so hopefully you followed us here. We are rocking and rolling. We just had a giant record viewership on the last show, so hopefully some of y'all find us over here.
Y'all better come here, bring your ass.
Don't give up on us. But that being said, folks, we are ready for
Vinnie Mac's going to show up on AEW too. He's going to show up, and
Vinnie Mac's
name on the contract does say Vince.
Right? We'll find out. We got Rampage for everybody. Let's see what Jon Moxley has in store. Let's see what's going on, and we'll get your ratings for SmackDown. Here we go. Boom, and we are live and rolling. For those who don't know, I am Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, the one guy that won't go away no matter what you tell him to do. He is still here every single goddamn night. And I am joined by the troublemaker, the mouth of the South, the man who's never...
The mouth of the North. I don't live in the South.
The what?
I said the mouth of the North. I don't live in the South.
Well, there you go. Well, you're Southern to me. And that's
I'm
it.
The man of mystery, the man from everywhere.
Big Nick Heyman, buddy, 2 hours deep. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm still pumped. That match from the end of SmackDown still got me excited. I mean, right now we're still kicking it off with Moxley versus Dante Martin. Like, we're going from pay-per-view quality championship match to now we've got most likely, honestly, future AEW interim heavyweight champion versus Dante Martin, kind of one of their guys that they're still trying to build up, he's a homegrown talent.
Mm-hmm. They faded on him a little, but they had to. And I mean, his poor tag team partner hasn't helped him very much at all.
Yeah, it's the injury issues. I mean, I do think he needs to shave, though. I don't kind of like the puberty mustache and goatee combo.
I agree, man. I agree. I'm just trying to get my stream up and running. I might have to change up my shit, which sucks. But yeah, no, Mary, good to see you. Gary, thank you for following us. Brock Lesnar's back. What a fucking
holy shit. Who would have called that? Who had that on your WWE bingo card?
I'm telling you, the Brock signal went up. You got Brock out of Saskatchewan during hunting season, so kudos to you.
Well, I mean, it was in Minnesota, and that's the thing is I kind of sneaked and saw the chat because I know I was a little bit behind. Right. And then once I saw that and then heard it was in Minnesota, I was like, of course this makes sense that Brock's going to come out. But yeah, that's just, it does feel a little bit of they have nobody else left to go to. So they did have to go to Brock. I mean, I know I said it earlier, Cena's coming back for his whole anniversary and all that. I feel like that match versus Roman would have been better. You could have done, Cena, who now has become that Hollywood star, versus Roman, who kind of, we all know deep down he wants to become that Hollywood star. So I feel like that would have been a good story versus we've seen Brock versus Roman enough. Like, just move on. We get it. It's how many times do you see Batman versus Superman before it gets like, all right, we get it, move on. But right now we have a test of strength between Dante Martin and Moxley. Moxley very much getting the better of this situation. I'm very surprised that Moxley's the number one contender. I don't know what exactly made them kind of decide that. I know that he is one of their top guys, but I do feel like Danielson coming in, I know MJF has the contract situation, but he's coming off of a loss, but I just wish, I get why they're doing it. I really like that storyline, but I miss him in the ring already. But they do have guys even like Eddie Kingston who should be like, they had so many opportunities to capitalize on him of that top level babyface, and they've just kind of squandered it with Chris Jericho matches. But I feel like Moxley just kind of didn't feel like he was the right fit at the right time, like he was in the right moment for that. So Chris with an 8 out of 10 for SmackDown. Yeah, everybody else give your ratings for SmackDown. I know we're at the start of Rampage, but we're kind of carried right over from SmackDown. So if you have a rating for SmackDown, it was kind of all over the place. Chris, yes, unfortunately, no Bayley, but I don't think we're going to get Bayley for quite a while still. I mean, we may not see her till like the week of Money in the Bank. But we had the clickbait tease of Vince is going to speak and he's going to address the WWE universe on Friday Night SmackDown. And we kind of just got maybe 30 seconds and he just said, I'll be back, and tossed the mic. And then after that, it was really, we had a few matches, but it was a lot of ad breaks, a lot of promos, a lot of video packages. There wasn't a whole lot of action. It just felt like they had that moment with Vince, and then they planned for the heavyweight championship match, which that absolutely, that was cool by Dante Martin. Was gonna go for the springboard move and then kind of pop back. See Mary with 7 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm right around there, like maybe a 6 or a 7. The championship match was absolutely delivered. It just felt like they planned for the little clickbait thing with Vince and then had the championship match. There wasn't really much in between. And you can't do that with 2 hours of TV time. You lose the audience. It feels very false advertisement-y. Oh, and thank you, Mary, for saying that our streams are so great. I mean, we try. Thank you to everybody, whether you're here for 5 minutes or you've been on some of these streams with us for 5 hours. You know, you guys are friends. You guys are part of this whole thing. Like Jesus, I'm knocking my mic around. I was one of the people that was in the chat and just pestered the shit out of KJ and Chris and everybody else of wanting to be on the stream. And then now here I am. But yeah, absolutely. I look forward to it. It kind of makes my day at times of coming on here and just, I get to talk wrestling. And like I said, my wife very much appreciates it because now she doesn't have to listen to me talk wrestling. I get to come and talk with all you fine folks about all of it. You just get to hear the madness that goes on in my brain. But right now we are in picture. Moxley's really in control of this match. I mean, we really didn't expect much, but I expected this to be a good match, but nobody had Dante Martin winning. Nick, I know when I said it on Wednesday, it seemed like a joke, but I still think I can see Hook maybe leaving Team Taz and try to become his own man and maybe join Blackpool Combat Club. Yes and no. I feel like Team Taz, it borders on that line of I feel like Team Taz is what the Blackpool Combat Club is what Team Taz wanted to be. It wanted to be this very tough, like kind of Fight Club feel. Very much like with the whole Taz of, survive if I let you. But they kind of have gotten a little played out, kind of made a joke. Like the whole Brian Cage thing was a little awkward. I think Hook very much validates them. I'm very interested to see where the whole Hookhausen thing goes. I get that they're doing the kind of slow build on Hook, but it's how much does it become a slow build versus, all right, now you're kind of squandering it. Because there is a lot of potential there. He's still very green. He can still only hit a couple moves. It looks like, don't get me wrong, they've booked him phenomenally. But he does still need to develop a bit, but I very much like where they're going. And I don't think he's already got the Hookhausen thing. He doesn't need another group. Like he almost even kind of seems loosely attached to Team Taz. I know it's weird saying it since it's his father, but it's mostly Ricky Starks and Hobbs that are Team Taz that you really think of. So, what up?
Hey, man. Rolling along and watching this Moxley fight. I think you're a little ahead of me now on this stream, but it's all good. Nick, I know what you said on Wednesday. It seems like a joke to still think you read that one.
Yeah.
2 weeks would be the last time Bailey was on TV in 2021. July 2020. So we're getting to
Yeah, well, yeah, and it was still even weird how she got injured. She was training like before the show and tweaked her knee. Oh, he did not get any bit of that head scissors. He tried to flip into like a Hurricane Rana, and he just barely got a hold of Moxley. Just that was fucked all the way up.
I feel this is my home. Well, thank you. And that's what we try and create here. We are family, and we extend it out to our fans that show up and give us support, give us love. We do appreciate it. We're here 7 days a week, and we don't stop. We try and cover just about everything. But there's only so many minutes for even a team. So we are on it. And trust me, folks, there's more content coming your way. We've shifted some things. But the podcast is up live. The watch parties are rolling, the live streams, whatever you want to call them. It's a watch along. I don't give a shit what you call it. We are here all the goddamn time. We do not go anywhere. If there's wrestling happening, you can watch it with us, and we appreciate you guys feeling like home. Tell everybody you know we're here. And if you want good coverage of the wrestling and you want to have fun, you don't want to watch it alone, we are the place to do it. You want updates, reactions, and insight, this is the place to do it, folks. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our night. We had almost 900 views coming off that last stream, and that's outstanding. So thank you. We're up to 260, and we're still in week 16. So the weekend is going to be a fun one. Saturday and Sunday, we are ready to go with more wrestling action for everybody out there. So stay tuned.
Yeah. We're still kind of a baby and still almost at 300 subscribers already. And, I know most of you that are watching us aren't subscribed. So you better hit the damn subscribe button because we're here 7 days a week with every version of pro wrestling you could think of. I mean, we were talking earlier today of, do we want to do a show about or watch do a watch party with Triple Mania, GCW, or New Japan Pro Wrestling? I guess we'll do GCW, and if we are still feeling up to it, all of that, we'll still go with Triple Mania. Like, we're basically live on this damn channel, so
we've moved.
You want to know when we're going to be on. I think even somebody said earlier today we were probably the first person I think that had a video out breaking the whole Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon situation.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't officially claim that at all. And I mean, it
allegedly.
But yeah, we try and get on it quick if we can, folks. And I mean, shit's been breaking so fast and so often. And with the life happens, and we got members of the family that are dealing with some stuff, and you haven't seen them as much lately. But stay tuned because things always are in flux with life, and you never know who's going to pop up on these streams. But we bring you as much coverage as we can possibly bring you. And we're having a whole lot of fun doing it right now. I still have Moxley pounding the shit out of Dante Martin.
Yeah. It's just, I'm surprised that they're giving this match this much time. I mean, I get they're trying to build up Dante Martin, but Mox is supposed to be competing for your championship in like a week or two. Oh, and he hits basically an RKO.
There you go. Selena Del Sol from the top is what I just got.
I can't even remember that. I'm at a 2 count.
I got a 2 count as well.
Yeah. So, okay. So I feel like we're there. Just same book, just different page, maybe.
There we go. Bailey was training over a match for Bianca Belair. Yeah, but it was a weird story about how like they were like boot camping some of their wrestlers at the time, and she might have been like preparing, but from what I understood, they were doing like kind of basic calisthenics and shit, and like doing bump drills, and that's where she got hurt.
Yeah, that's very much when they had the kind of lockdown Thunderdome period. So very much
there we go.
What now?
You're way ahead of me.
Oh, but yeah. Oh, I've got. Yeah, he just tapped.
Yeah,
I don't know what submission that was, but it was like a chicken wing. But yeah, that was around when they had that whole Thunderdome era, and it seemed very much like they were in like a bubble.
Yeah, that was a weird time. And the Thunderdome was rough. What up, KJ and Nick? I give SmackDown 1 out of 10. Now, Nick, I don't know if you did this well. I had to switch things up, but my rating for SmackDown is 7, 6. I'll go 6.
That's around where I was, like a 6 or a 7.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of want to give it a 7, but the main event was really good. Brock coming back always gets some points. Screw it. At least it's exciting. The crowd went nuts. The Vince thing was underwhelming. A lot of the middle we didn't really pay attention to. There was another good match in there. I can't remember which one. I don't know. But Moxley picked up the win for those who are following along at home. I know Nick mentioned it was a weird submission. And we got Regal on commentary, which I'm a fan of. And he's giving us the goodbye for now.
Yeah, right now I have Tony backstage with Keith Lee and Swerve. But yeah, SmackDown very much felt like it was the clickbait Vince segment and then the main event. That's all that really mattered on that show.
Yeah,
that's all that was really entertaining. Everything else was kind of promos and video packages.
I'm just trying to think. I thought one other thing was half decent. So maybe I scored too high. Maybe I'll drop back down to a 5.
Well, no, that's about where I landed, just because the main event was very much like that fit like a pay-per-view type match.
Yeah, it just sucks. Like, you can't come up with, and again, when we talked about like the guys they released and who could you really use. And I mean, there's a big chunk of that show that could use some upgrade in talent.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they were going to speak about breaking up.
Yeah. Well, right now I have Starks and Hobbs calling them out. So it looked like Keith Lee was going to walk off, and Swerve told him, wait, hold on. And then Starks and Hobbs came out. So looks like there's still going to be a tag team, at least for a little bit.
A fragile tag team, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's the typical WWE thing. But how will they coexist? Oh, and God damn it, we have Chris Jericho on commentary. Folks, if you want to mute Aew Rampage and just listen to us call the action, I would recommend that, because Chris Jericho is probably about to do a lot of screeching and talking about how he's a wizard on TV. So you can still watch the action. Just we'll step in for the play-by-play commentary.
Right. Toby Keith versus Roman for the Toby Keith. That's hilarious, baby. Versus Roman for the 90th time. Why is Jericho topless?
Good question.
Why is Jericho topless? He looks like the drunk uncle that wants to play along.
Well, no, it very much looks like he just had a match. Like he very much like that gives it away a little bit that this is taped after
one of the fans, right? One of the fans out there has to take a screenshot of Jericho sitting on commentary naked and meme it and put it on top. When your drunk uncle wants to join in on the game with you guys. When you're sitting there with the headsets on and drunk uncle wants to grab the controller.
Right. So, kids, what are we playing? Oh, Call of Duty? Yeah, I was in Vietnam.
But I mean, JV's point here, and I mean, I don't want to over WWE talk the Rampage show, but yeah, I mean, I get some people are going to have that sentiment, but the place exploded and we popped. And I mean, at the end of the day, what else is more? I mean, it's the most interesting part of the show. Give us something like, Brock made those comments very recent of like, fuck, we literally, guys have to learn how to get themselves over.
Right. Like that's the thing is it's very much still, it's a WWE creative issue, but it's also, I guess it could even come down to at this point of it's a talent issue of actually standing up and fighting for what you want to do and what you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I get very much that plays into the whole Sasha and Naomi thing walking off, but as we've seen, obviously, with the Vince allegations, that WWE brass unfortunately does not treat women with the same respect that they do male athletes. That being said,
yeah, they give them hush money.
Right. So that being said, there's still plenty of male superstars that could really give a valid case as to why they should get a push and why they should really get some backing. And they've
Mhm.
had multiple opportunities to build these kind of stars. Like, I know we keep joking about, it's Wyndham, but they had the Fiend was a perfect opportunity to make him an Undertaker type character. You had these
Or a
opportunities with
relevant character of any
places.
kind would have been nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Not that
But
he didn't have his moments, but sorry to interject there, but they
no,
kind
you're
of
good.
botched every time he was relevant, right?
But that's the thing is I feel like that's more because of the WWE writing and that
Mhm.
not enough people, I guess. Brock Lesnar seems like very much that type of guy of you can try and tell him what he's going to do. He's going to do what the fuck he wants to do.
Mhm.
And if you don't like it, then we don't need to do business. Um, I feel like, especially with this market to where there's so many other places that people can go, wrestlers should start
Mhm.
taking advantage of, hey, well, if you don't really want, to give me this kind of run or let me kind of do this thing that I think is going to work, then I know AEW is hiring. I know Impact
Uh-huh.
is hiring. I know NWA is hiring.
Yeah. And I know that I get the freedom. I'm going to be able to design and sell off my own merch and make it look the way I wanted it to look. And I get to take all the money of it. And I don't have to, you know, I don't have to compromise things that I don't want to be. I can be myself. I can be an individual and make it make sense as long as I find a way to get myself over. And I can travel and I can go and have matches with people I've always wanted to have matches with. I'm not confined to one space, and I'm able to acknowledge other wrestlers in the world and be interact on things like social media, and we don't have to kind of hide. There's a lot of perks. There's a lot of upside from just a human standpoint.
Oh yeah. And right now I have the Acclaimed coming out with the Ass Boys.
Okay. Now I have a legitimate question here. Have we
Mhm.
gotten way too much of Death Triangle and House of Black at this point? And I'm a big
Mm,
fan.
a little bit. It because of the like delays and visa issues and injury issues and all of that, it's kind of WWE'd itself. It's kind of ran a little long in the tooth. Cool. Max Caster was just putting the microphone to his ass. Awesome. We're the adult show over here on Rampage. We don't act like children at all.
Right?
But yeah, no, yeah.
Oh wow. Did you catch that line for Caster?
No, I didn't hear it. I more of just watched it.
He's getting better by the week. I'll give him credit. He's less choppy, he's a little more comfortable. But the line to remember from this one that people will be talking about is I had something to say, but they made me sign an NDA. Boom.
Ah,
I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
right. Yeah, so we have the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys versus uh Leon Ruff and Bear Country. So this is an interesting match.
Mhm. Bro, Brock is back. I'm back, guys. Good to see you, Alexis. Thank you for being here again. Brock is back. You're back. CJ's back. Uh-oh. Yeah, we got.
Yeah,
I guess
Mr.
we're not
Road
asking
Rager
you.
himself, CJ Brand.
So wait, Bear Country and Leon Ruff are roughing it? Is that like
Um,
is that their they got a trio's name?
maybe. I've never
Roughing it.
heard that, but then again, I feel like this is a thing you'd see on Dark. No offense, but I'm not interested in really either act right now. I know our boy Will is a big fan of the Acclaimed, but
I like the Acclaim.
It just doesn't do it for me. It's too
Really?
I don't know. It's very John Cena, word life,
Okay. I
but
mean,
that
John Cena wasn't the first guy to kind of throw out, like, try and do a cipher or freestyle.
right, but and then you've got the stupid ass boys and like
Mhm.
the scissoring bullshit. Like it's just so
Mhm.
well, it's like if John Cena's word life met Billy and Chuck, where they pretended to be a couple.
Yeah, I hear you with that. No, I definitely, I don't. I mean, they're they're really coming into their own. The Ass Boys, whether we like it or not, they're talented. They move well in the ring. They got good offense, and they're comfortable being showmen. And there you go. They
Yeah,
just dusted it. Now they're young, they're coming in, but you need to have that backfill of your funnel. And I think the Acclaimed could fight at the top of the chart right now. If Bowens wasn't injured, I don't love this, but I think it's their way of keep now. Look, the Acclaimed are still relevant, and when Bowens is feeling better, you know, we'll get the
right.
old getting out of the wheelchair trick.
The Buff Bagwell spot of
Yeah,
comes out with a neck brace and then just rips it off and
that was
uses it as a weapon.
uh-huh.
So right now I have Willow Nightingale coming out to the ring. She's going to be taking on Jade Cargill. Um, I have Jade for this match. I don't know
Yes.
about you.
Yes. No, I have Jade for every match for now until an
Until she
unforeseen reason.
retires.
Yeah, I don't know when she's going to get beat, but it won't be for a while, and it's going to be someone really good to do it, I imagine. I mean, that's where people were like, well, sorry, Jade. Sasha's here. Oops.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is with all this talk about Sasha being released, who's to say if that, you know, she doesn't end up going to AEW? That's going to be, I think that's the one that's got enough star power to take
Move
the
the
title
needle.
off of Jade.
Hi.
Hi, you're very dark. You're in the
Yeah,
House of Black now.
there we go. I was having the lights out. It's Wyndham,
Her
in the words of my buddy. Yeah,
entrance
kind
is
of, right?
just amazing.
What do you think of that comment there?
Wow.
Nick? Yeah.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Sorry
I,
for the cursing words, but no way. They're they remind me of the stupid crap that when Billy tried to be a single star after the New Age Outlaws broke up, it reminds me a little bit of that stupid crap that he did, or what he did in VKM with Bro Dog when they were in TNA. Of the this is for Paul Levesque and Sean Hickenbottom. We'll be waiting at you waiting on for you at the Alamo. That
right.
kind of just they literally call themselves VKM for Vincent Kennedy
Yeah,
McMahon. So
absolutely.
it reminds me more of that versus anything DX. DX was edgy, but was pop culture relevant. This is
Okay,
edgy
okay.
and go away heat.
Go away, Heat. I don't think it's go away, Heat. Not especially the Acclaim. Maybe the Ass Boys a little bit, but people are kind of getting into the fact that they hate being called the Ass Boys.
That
Kinda.
they advertise it so much as the fucking ass boys though.
That doesn't mean they like it.
Well then whatever. Moving on. Agree to disagree.
I'm good with that one. I can bet you for anything when Vince was trying to get Roman over, someone informed Vince about Roman and his prior illness, and then he went with it, sent him away for a month so he can film the movie.
Honestly, I'm gonna just take this right now. I don't think doing an angle with cancer is something anybody should ever do, and I don't like that's one thing that bothers me is I don't like that as wrestling fans we think that that could be a story. That's one of the scary things of it is a suspension of disbelief, but they're not going to do a fake cancer angle. If they did that and that ever got out, oh my God, you think this fucking scandal's an issue? You're gonna fake a cancer angle? You're serious right now? Like, no, I think we've moved well past that. And obviously Roman had that issue all the way back to when he was trying out from going from Georgia Tech to trying to make the Minnesota Vikings. Oddly enough, SmackDown was in Minnesota tonight. But I don't think they would ever do a fake cancer angle. I don't know about you, but
no. I think it, and I mean, we talk. The people get nervous because you hear the stories about like when Dean Ambrose had to, like, they kind of pushed him in that direction and make pot shots at a guy who had to step in for those reasons. So you get nervous about it. Would they go a whole angle? I don't think so. I mean, it would be really poor taste. So I really don't think it would be wise. By the way, Jade Cargill doing squats with Willow on her shoulders.
I would like to see Jade versus Bianca Belair, to be honest. If we're going to absolutely Forbidden Door fantasy book the shit out of this, I would like to see her versus Bianca.
Yeah, I pay for that. And I mean, you know me, I can be a little critical. That's all, folks. I glitched. I've been critical of Belair, but that matchup makes sense. Power versus power. Athleticism. I can't take away what she can do in the ring. So kudos to her. I would totally for that. I'd be totally for that. We're entering the last half an hour of a 3.5 hour night. So I'm starting to get
Feel Good Friday, a historic Friday. Right. We had Vince supposedly addressing the WWE universe. I don't know what address he gave, but
I don't know if it was a Feel Good Friday for Vince. Just throwing it out there.
What's that?
Said I don't exactly know that it was a Feel Good Friday for Vince.
Oh no, not at all. It hasn't been a feel good week for Vince. But we had that, and then we had the Universal WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, fucking XYZ, square root of pi, fucking championship, with Roman Reigns versus Riddle, and that was a hell of a match. Unfortunately, it was a little wishy-washy in between, but we've still got, Rampage. We still had a pretty solid match between Moxley and Dante Martin. I think we've still got Darby Allin versus Bobby Fish.
We do.
So
it's gonna be a good one.
Still got some shit going on here.
Mm-hmm. And the first match was good. It was all right. It didn't steal the show. The Acclaim remind me a bit of DX. We touched on that. Leon Ruff made it to AEW. Kind of congrats on him. WWE could have made this guy along with North American champion. I don't know.
Leon Ruff was very much that Santino Marella a little bit of, he was a guy that shouldn't have gotten as far as he should have, just by the way that they initially even booked him. They played up to his size of, he's a smaller guy. He's, shouldn't be able to go toe to toe. I believe it was with Carmelo Hayes, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But he managed to hold his own, all of that. So there was only so much, I feel like, within WWE's system that they were going to do with him.
Yeah. I like the Acclaim Max Caster raps are funny, cool. Bowen's out injured, but both are great, though. I don't agree, Nick. Sorry. No offense, different opinion. Yeah, I think
right. Agree to disagree.
Future champions. You heard it here first.
No.
Yeah, they'll have the belts by maybe 2023, mid 2023.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's good to chat about different wrestling topics. Good stuff. Thank you, Rally Sport. We'd like to cover it all and do as much as we want.
Absolutely. That's why we've got the damn network in the name. We cover everything from, if you like anything pro wrestling, whether it's, going back to the old school stuff, because you've got guys like me and KJ that kind of know, and Chris even, that know a little bit more of, the older 80s, 90s, 2000s era wrestling. 2, 3. Jade wins.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, sorry to interrupt, but
No,
she's
you're
going to
good.
continue to win for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. She's going to have that Goldberg-type streak. But then we've got CJ, Will, Allie, kind of the newer, younger generation of wrestling fans. So you're going to get a variety of takes from everybody here. Everybody watches pretty much every show that, you can name, think of. We've got Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, Thursday Night Impact, or the podcast. There was big enough topics this week that we had to go with the podcast. I mean, for crying out loud, Vince McMahon is no longer the CEO of WWE. And now we've got SmackDown and Rampage, and then we're going to have GCW tomorrow night, Slammiversary on Sunday.
Yeah, man, we don't stop. We do not stop. It's been a staple for us since we launched this show 16 weeks ago. So 16 weeks and 2 days old. We're just a baby. And we're rolling along. Jade again. Oh, so Athena's. Do you think Athena could be the one finally end this streak?
Maybe. I mean, it's going to be her or Statlander. I very much like that. I like what they've done with Statlander. I like her to begin with.
Wow. She reeled that eclipse. Sorry, Nick.
Oh, no, you're good.
I know you're slightly ahead, but you were on a bit of a rant. But yeah, no, Jade's got her. But that whole she nailed that eclipse.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing is that finishing move looks so devastating and so cool. It's so unique.
Tara Hogan took it hard. Boom.
But yeah, I really like what they've done with Statlander, and with having Athena there now. You have this kind of groundswell of, yeah, they may not all have the star potential like Becky or Charlotte or Bayley or even say Sasha, but there's a ton of depth there. I mean, you still have Britt Baker, Toni Storm, Athena, Chris Statlander, Jade Cargill, Ruby Soho, Thunder Rosa. Like, you don't have that same depth in WWE.
No. KJ definitely teasing Sasha Banks because of her Willow hair, and she also did an interview last year saying Banks inspired her. Yeah, so are they teasing? Maybe, I don't know. They like to flirt with it, so maybe it's just a shout out. But remember, like Willow's not a full-time AEW person wrestler at this point, is she? Or is she officially locked in?
What's up?
Willow is Willow Nightingale like on a contract with AEW? I don't think so.
She's still very much a floater.
Yes. Max Caster was trained by Brian Myers. It's a true story. Created a pro wrestling school with Pat Buck. That's also a true story.
That sounds like such a Matt Cardona, Brian Myers thing of their wrestling school is called Create a Pro Wrestler.
Right?
Ready Player One.
This four-way match is going to be insane. Malachi Black or Penta, guys?
Malachi.
Yeah.
It's pissing it off the pot time with House of Black.
Mm-hmm. I like the graphics. I like the graphics for Forbidden Door. On just a side note, I like it.
It's very Doctor Strangey multiverse of madness.
Yeah. I dig it. I still don't know about this, buddy. And we've been waiting all night. We haven't talked about it. We talked about it on the podcast. And if you guys want to see Nick go on a bit of a tear, go tune into the podcast where we bring up the one, the only Orange Cassidy, who will be taking on Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. He'll be taking on Will Ospreay and Aussie Open with the help of Roppongi. I almost called them Roppongi Spice.
Well, it's not even Roppongi Vice anymore. It's Roppongi 3K.
Oh, whatever. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's you get it.
Yeah. KJ, I would love to see Dante Martin versus Trey Miguel versus Sammy Guevara versus Konosuke Takeshita. I don't know if the Takeshita fits in that group, but I'll give you a chance on that one, Alexis.
I think it's just because of his last name of Takeshita.
I think Alexis loves making me say Takeshita.
Right. Well, it's like you keep bringing up fucking Orange Cassidy. I'm gonna have a goddamn heart attack on stream. You're gonna
They
keep
put him
raising
on the
goddamn blood
monitor.
pressure.
I mean, there's a lot of debate right now whether or not this is like, there's real diehard AEW fans who are like, you guys don't understand. And then there's people like you who are like, I'll fucking kill all of you for even saying it.
Exactly.
I'm not in the middle.
I know we listen to Jim Cornette and all of that, and I don't mean to sound pretty much like a fucking, his offspring here.
As long as we give him credit, I'm okay with it.
Right, absolutely. But I guess I'm more of that ilk of just, why in the hell would you have, arguably, we've had this debate already tonight, of at least arguably one of the best pro wrestlers in the world.
Yes.
Against somebody that has been nothing but a comedy act. This would be like if WWE, when they got Cody back, they put him against R-Truth. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm down. I like R-Truth.
No,
I'm fucking with you.
Fucking high blood pressure.
Right. Well, here's the thing. We just saw Riddle against Roman Reigns. So, I mean, this kind of feels similar to me in that kind of vein, where I know you're going to say Riddle's better and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I want to see, I think why I'm not like, I completely agree with it's like being at the fucking buffet. You're at the buffet and there's every little bit of food that you could ever want at the fucking buffet. And I don't know, pick something that, and you take the weenie tot in the middle, a Vienna sausage, or I don't know what the fuck. You take nothing, right? I get it. Where it's like, you could have gone for the filet mignon or the fish,
right,
or all the good stuff, or, whatever vegetarians like. But
yeah, you went for the fucking pigs in a blanket. You went for the fucking, probably
right?
from Walmart chocolate chip cookie.
Grilled cheese.
Yeah.
The KD made in the microwave over.
Yeah, you went for the Happy Meal instead of, the filet mignon steak.
That's probably a quicker point I could have made is the one you just used.
That's all good.
But yeah, no,
I'm speaking like, man.
Right. But yes, now I really, really, really hope somehow, some way that Cassidy shows up on the 26th and just blows the doors off and goes, see, everybody thought it was a fucking joke. I can do this.
Yeah, do you want to know how he can do that? Just lay down and let Ospreay pin him 1, 2, 3, and we move the
give
fuck
us a Jared. No.
No, he doesn't have to cut no promo after that. It's just, I don't need to see Will Ospreay actually perform a wrestling match with Orange Cassidy, who your son or your daughter playing with their stuffed animal could, probably get more out of them as an opponent than Will Ospreay could with Orange Cassidy. The man had a fucking mimosa match with Chris
that doesn't mean he's a shit wrestler because he had a mimosa match. Jericho was in that match. He's shit too then? Yes. But
shit plus shit equals shit.
Right? Chris Jericho comes to you and says, but I'm going to let you throw me in some juice. You're like, fuck it. I'm on TV. Would you not? I don't necessarily think he's a shit wrestler because he was in that match.
What is his gimmick? Someone explain to me what his gimmick is.
Well, the gimmick is the cool guy. He's basically he's the male version of Njpw.
Right. How much were we about to lose our shit on stream if Njpw was the women's champion?
You're going to make me miss my favorite part of the whole week.
Sorry, Mark Henry.
He's gone.
AJ needs a sexual chocolate.
Right? My favorite part of the whole week, guys, the Mark Henry segment. Well, I guess they're ready to fight.
Let's get down to the main event.
I love it. I'm looking forward to this match, but looking forward to Slammiversary. Are you guys? Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. We love coming on these streams, and we're going to have a fun time. The Impact pay-per-views have been heaters. I think 1 out of the last 4 I was like, meh. But they've been on a roll of giving really great pay-per-views. And this is a big one for them. It's their WrestleMania. A lot of big names are paying homage to 20 years, Nick. Lots of matches. I'm looking forward to this the Queen of the Mountain match. Lots more.
Yeah, this very much like we talked about it. This is their version of WrestleMania. They're paying homage to the history of TNA and the history of Impact. And I think it's a little bit of We've seen it with AW. We've seen it with NWA. We've seen it with now Impact, of that if you don't do pay-per-views every month, like fucking clockwork, then you're actually going to get time to build some good stories and put on a good card and actually make it worth fucking while.
Yeah, you know what? And I really do think, and maybe people will be biased, but no, I truly think that AEW is, don't fuck it up. Don't get too big for your britches. Be content with where you are. The way they're doing it right now, the quarterly pay-per-views, you make some of your regular weekly shows special, like Road Ranger.
Yeah, I like that.
And just keep going. Like you said, you can end and start storylines on those key shows. Great. That those goes with your stopgaps, right? Or you can kind of get there. That it's like your checkpoint on the way.
Right.
And then you hit those pay-per-views where you really either kick off something new or end some storylines, figure out where they're going to go. Are you going to continue them? But to your point, there's a build, there's an excitement, there's a buzz. And when it does show up, like whether you loved Revolution or Double or Nothing or whatever, and we were very critical of Double or Nothing for certain things, we were amped getting to it.
It very much that. Well, that's the thing, is WWE has a lot of what we call B show pay-per-views, like WrestleMania Backlash. They had to throw on WrestleMania onto it because nobody gave a shit about Backlash ever since they took the hooks away. But so that AEW does just kind of special shows that are like WWE's B pay-per-views, but you're not asking somebody. They don't have a network for some reason, which is surprising now that they have their catalog of 3 years and ROH.
Jumpstart, kind of.
Yeah, but they're not asking you always to pay, $50 for a pay-per-view like the UFC is. They sit there, take the time of, we're going to do, like you said, quarterly shows. God damn, he fucking drilled him.
We got, just a reminder to the folks, we got Bobby Fish, Darby Allin in the ring, and we're off and running main event of Rampage tonight. So we're heading to the home stretch here, folks, and do not forget, come back tomorrow, come back Sunday, come back Monday, come back Tuesday, come back Thursday. I skipped Wednesday, come back then too. Everyone seems to like Wednesdays, Fridays, and then we'll be back here all over again. So thank you. And Nick, to your point, the wrestling's still rolling.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a hell of a match. I mean, Bobby Fish is a super talented guy, and Darby Allin is still one of the pillars of AEW. I know he's not technically, fully, officially their homegrown talent, because he did kind of get his start a little bit on the indie scene beforehand, but he feels very much a homegrown talent.
It's homegrown talent when nobody knows who he was until he got here. Period.
Right.
And the indie thing is irrelevant.
Wow.
Not that the indies are. I mean, that part of it, they brought him up. They developed him out at that point. Vince McMahon on Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if we'll ever get enough people to talk about it.
No way in hell.
Too many people with NDAs.
Not until Vince is dead and passed away, unfortunately.
They turned Eddie's death into a storyline. Yeah, I see what you're saying, JV. Season 4 coming soon. Yeah. I also know TNA 2000. Yes, you do, Alexis. You got the wrestling story and the Russo guy, Pretty Ricky Diaz.
Jesus. This is a hard ass hitting match. I don't know where you're at, but so far for me, Darby's already taken a slingshot or a tope suicida kind of into the barricade, and now just took like a leg whip into the barricade. Yes. I mean, you had Bobby Fish just drew a running tackle at Darby's knee. Like, this is such a hard-hitting match, and I love it.
Yep. It's time for the main event. That's my favorite. This is my favorite. Liv Morgan has definitely improved in WWE. She's Money in the Bank. She knows Money in the Bank is her biggest chance. Then women's champion. She will always be my favorite. How about you, KJ? I mean, I like Liv a lot. I mean, I like her. I think there's upside there. I think she's a draw. I think she's attention worthy. I think her wrestling's okay most days. I don't know. There's just, again, she doesn't. We'll see. I mean, again, she doesn't really convey herself in that. Give her time. Let her develop. I don't think she's winning Money in the Bank this year.
She would be great if WWE had a mid-card title like
Yeah.
AEW has with the TBS title.
Yeah. Good point. Darby. Who else? Anyone else got a pick out there? Fish, Darby. We all assume it's going to be Darbs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're still doing the whole storyline between Darby and Sting and Red Dragon.
Yeah.
So
Sting
we'll
come back next
probably
week?
see what's that?
Sting come back next week?
Maybe. I mean, we'll probably have like a run-in from Kyle O'Reilly or something.
Yeah, I'd almost imagine.
Right.
True. Sorry, Alexis. Rally was just quickly agreeing with Alexis about Liv. KD, did you see that Bray Wyatt posted Sting on Instagram? Did he really? Did that happen? I didn't see it. Is that true?
Oh, I saw this. It was you know how everybody gets those old pictures of, can you believe this is when so-and-so met, so-and-so, and they both end up being professional wrestlers and all of that. Like the MJF CM Punk thing or the Bailey Lita thing. But he posted about that of everybody keeps sending him that and thinks it's him and Bo Dallas. And he's like, honest to God, I have no idea who these people are. I don't know why you sending me this. This was never me. I get it's cute. I think it's funny as fuck. And he was honestly trying to see if the two kids in the picture that they both have bowl cuts. Yeah, like I remember my little brother even growing up having the bowl cut too.
We all have those matching pictures.
But he was trying to see if the internet could, find out who those two actually were, or if they wanted to, claim the picture. Because he's like, everybody keeps sending me this, and even one of my friends just sent me this today, and I'm gonna just clear the air on this just because I find it funny as fuck. This isn't me.
JV can't take it Darby serious.
I can't take you serious, JV.
I mean, I get kind of where you're going, but no, I mean, the guy's over. The guy's a maniac. I mean, it's the only thing that makes his size understandable. You're like, well, okay, he's a rabid dog. We get it. Like he's not normal. He's got a screw loose, and that's why even though he looks about 85 pounds, you're kind of like, okay, I get it. He gets the shit beat out of him. It's not like he's dominant very often. So yeah. Okay.
No, he very much just comes across as he's somebody that he's willing to go that extra mile. He's willing to lay it all out there to win. So that's what makes it a little bit believable. He has that very much that I will not quit. That almost kind of like, if you remember that I Quit match between Mick Foley and The Rock, to where it was like, oh my God, please stop. And Mick still wouldn't say I quit. That's kind of what I feel like with Darby of he has that never say die attitude.
Right, that's it, right? He doesn't quit. And again, it's that, I mean, you need baby faces that can fight from under and really, really take, oh shit, he's not going to make it. And then he finds a way. And that's the compelling story that buys in. You emotionally invest in that kind of stuff.
Right. Oh.
If Bailey returns at Money in the Bank, Chris is really, we gotta put out the Bailey symbol here. Chris is, I think it's got to be Money in the Bank. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think she wins Money in the Bank, to be honest.
That's my bet. But I picked her to win the Rumble. Shit.
I was honestly, I'm glad that they kind of cleared up that whole confusion about the winner of the Money in the Bank gets a main event spot at WrestleMania.
Yeah. How did they
went back to that? Because I think that was Cody just kind of shooting at the hip because it made the Royal Rumble at that time seem irrelevant then.
Like we're like, Cody, we told you you'd cash in at Rumble, don't
right?
Or you'll cash in at Mania. What are you doing?
You're not supposed to tell them that.
You're not supposed to tell them. That's where you're going with it.
He's like that Ron Burgundy moment of where he just reads whatever's on the teleprompter.
Yeah. Mary thinks it's Fish. Bobby Fish is good in AEW. Also, with Kyle O'Reilly doing good. I heard people saying he should split from Cole Group. I don't agree with that. What are your thoughts? I think they're putting a trios. This is all for trios.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
No.
AEW has very much that kind of New Japan style of everybody's kind of got a clique, everybody's got a posse, everybody's got a faction. So I would not be surprised. And it's very that Lucha Libre, that New Japan style of everybody's got a group.
Go.
So I could very much see a trios belt. Like we were even, I've talked about it of the House of Black. If they do a trios belt right now, the House of Black should have it.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, they need a push. They need to actually elevate. I mean, I would love to see Malachi Black versus
like
a CM Punk or a Kenny Omega.
Did you see that spear through the ropes?
Oh yeah. That's what I reacted to earlier. Yeah, this match has been super hard hitting. This is that's the thing too, is with Darby, he has a little bit of that Jeff Hardy in him of he has that daredevil aspect. I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, he doesn't go and battle the same issues that Jeff Hardy has. But he has that every match with him, it's going to have a moment that, or it has the potential to have a moment that's like a car crash.
Right.
So it makes you want to tune in.
Absolutely. I mean, again, though, it's like, there we go. Driving me nuts tonight. No, but it's like, shit, I can't remember where I was going with that because of my shit. So anyway, you probably said a lot of good things there. I see Liv going to the Ziggler route, winning the Money in the Bank and cashing in New Jersey, possibly losing the next night. I possibly. I mean, that would be a huge pop in her hometown.
Just to say that she held the title.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I get a little
suplex on the apron.
I get a little bummed out when they do a lot of that shit of like Nikki Ash wins, but it's pointless.
Right, and they've lost it now later this evening. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Jesus. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, what else we got going on here? Alexa finds that funny. So glad Athena still uses the Eclipse. One of my favorite finisher moves. So good, looks awesome. I don't know. There's times where I'm like, when she hits it, like she just hit it on Kiera Hogan, it looks outstanding. There's other times where it's just like, I don't mind it. It's different. I'll give him some credit.
That's the thing, is it's such a unique move that, and right now I have Bobby Fish with Darby Allin in a leg lock. Yeah, the Eclipse is such a unique move that I think it becomes a spectacle anytime that it hits.
Yeah. Trey Miguel versus Darby. Yeah, I'd pay for that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I like what Impact's done with Trey Miguel. He's a guy that I didn't really know about until I started watching more Impact again.
I dig his entrance. I mean, I just like the way they've packaged it, or he's packaged himself. Holy shit. A Falcon Arrow, an avalanche Falcon Arrow from the top. This is how Bobby Fish gets hurt, though. He wrestles hard.
Yeah, but that's what
I'm not knocking him for it, but I'm
Red
just saying
Dragon
people,
work.
Yeah, no, people say, oh, Bobby's injury prone. Yeah, but he got the win.
Oh, blackout. It's Wyndham. Let me in.
That'd be the craziest shit ever. That'd be the craziest shit ever. But Sting should be coming back anytime now, right? He'll always be painted as a mid-carder. No way Darby ever wins AEW. I don't know. Tony Khan. Have you met Tony Khan? Are you kidding me? It is 100% possible that Darby Allin will be the champion one day of this company. Tony Khan is all I have to say to that.
Mm-hmm.
Shaka Khan. Blackout! I'm behind you.
That's fine.
Oh, you're actually Sting! I want him to no-sell the chair shot. For those who are ahead of me, tough shit. Oh, he had a bat! We found his bat! He's got the bat!
Right into Kyle O'Reilly's nuts.
Yeah, I didn't even wait.
Oh,
I'll
and
give
then
Steve
got
credit.
Kyle up on the top of the ramp crying, holding his nuts.
That's a good thing. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah, but it's such a
Wow.
cinematic like pan to him.
Where did they get the white chairs? That's a rarity.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. No offense, GV. Different opinions. Fair enough. I think I jumped ahead of an argument, so I got to go back.
No fighting. Don't make me turn this stream around.
What's JV? He is always being painted as mid card. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's probably the catalyst for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, in the WWE, if Darby was in the WWE and you say, "Oh, do you ever think he's going to rise?" They're really mashing up fish. Do you think he's going to climb to the top of the WWE? No. You'd be lucky to get a sniff like Ricochet. However, in this company, I wouldn't even be shocked if fucking Marco Stunt surprised us one day. I'm just being facetious. Relax.
Right. Just woosa.
You're like, whoa!
My woosa. But yeah, no. If absolutely. If Darby Allin went to the WWE, he would be Ricochet meets Jeff Hardy because he can't do his crazy stunts. That's why Jeff Hardy wanted to leave and wasn't happy. And he's a smaller guy like Ricochet, who can do the bouncy flippy things. So they would very much just pigeonhole him into that slot. He probably would just stay on NXT, to be honest. He wouldn't even probably be on main roster. But in AEW with Tony Khan, who books like he's got action figures and he could just smash them together of, oh, why is CM Punk injured? I only put him in, this match and this match and this match and this match. How did he get injured?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well,
this is the 8th death match. So we haven't, nobody can be injured.
Oh, people are going to be injured. We can't help that shit.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is he books a little insane. So someone that does kind of the Jeff Hardy spots and everything, especially now that Jeff is very much going to be taking some time away, Darby fits that role of just.
Do you think?
I'm just
kidding.
They will push him like how WWE did with Jeff. Of he'll just get his ass handed to him and just keep fighting, and then come up and get the win.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. That is exactly what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to. It is so funny because I went to look for Level Up, and on the usual services that I get some of my wrestling, and it doesn't even come up as a live thing. It's like, no, here it is. We recorded this.
Yeah.
But I'm just throwing it on for background movement. I do think he's in the middle. I do think he's in the mid card in a stacked roster. He finds himself in the middle. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to fluctuate and he's going to have runs like everybody else. Can he ride the top of that card and really sell? I mean, a Daniel Bryan story, darker in 2.0. Yeah, that kind of idea can 100% work here if done right, booked right, and sent off. But you could easily get the entire fan base behind this guy. And most of them already are. So he does have, and again, in this company, that potential exists, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's potential and they don't pigeonhole people, I guess, quite as much in AEW as they do in WWE. So he's got potential that they could get it right and just nail it right on the head.
Thea Hale? Who's that?
I don't know. Right now, I'm watching stuff about special on TNT about the guy who did Girls Gone Wild. So,
shit! I actually want to see that. I want to see. You assume. I mean, again, it's one of those stories that come out like it's shocking, and you're like, no, we all know what he did for a living. We just assume some of that shit was happening. Like,
but that Vince McMahon,
right? Like no, we just assume. At this point in history, I assume if you're if you're rich and you're kind of sitting at the top of some pile of money, you're probably doing some seedy shit.
He kind of just looks like a douchebag. I don't want to sound like I'm profiling, but I'm profiling because he just kind of looks like a douchebag. So I would expect him to do some douchebag shit.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Here's my booking. Have somehow Ronda lose the belt. Meh. Strike
Yeah,
one.
how?
Have Bailey win Money in the Bank and have Flair at the
Mhm.
Rumble. Have both challenge for the vacant Mania Flair versus Bailey.
So you just remove Ronda from the whole
Yeah, like, we
situation?
don't even have to like work her out. We just like,
Right.
yeah,
We're just nope. She just jobs out to fucking
I don't want to do.
Aaliyah one night, and then just she drops the belt, and then we just get to Charlotte versus Bailey. Yeah,
Tony, you
no,
don't
I'd
have to
rather
wear
see
it.
if you're gonna do a triple threat, do Ronda versus Charlotte versus Bailey. If we're gonna go that route.
Yeah, I mean, JV, bit of a stretch on some of that, and just in the sense of, I don't even know. Like, Flair went off, she's getting married, she's taking some time. She will be back at some point, but I don't know what you do. And I don't think you can send her right back after Ronda because we're going to be like instantly like, fuck.
Yeah, but
Again.
how much though she wants to be an AW with her husband?
I think
And
that's a calling factor. And I think that's a ticking time bomb waiting. But again, it's kind of like the Roman thing, though. When you're the top female athlete in your company, when you're at the top of the mountain, it's hard to go, you know what, I think I'm going to go over there. When you have all these records and all this work that you put into this company, it's easy for Andrade to leave. He didn't really make a dent in his WWE career. It's a tough sell for her.
yeah, I still think she'll find a way to weasel her way to AW.
No, I think so, and I think imagine, dude, the complete. I really do think like a Charlotte Flair. As much as we talk about Sasha, I think Charlotte Flair just literally shifts the game in such a different way for this company.
Could we get Sasha versus Charlotte in AW?
As of right now, it's a possibility. Yeah, Revolution
That's insane to
2023.
think about. That's a
Revolution
possibility right now.
2023. I don't even know what kind of contract Charlotte's on, to be honest, so I can't even mess around with that. Sting, we love it. The chair shot, funny. Yeah, I love when he no-sells shit. Darby is 95 pounds, and that's while carrying Sting's luggage. I don't see him as champion, as the top champion. No way, definitely mid-card. I think JV can... Again, I think the way Nick explained it, the way I'm kind of in the same mind. I mean, it's like when you saw Jericho or Benoit. Benoit was never gonna, and I know we're not supposed to mention him, but
yeah, he who shall not be named.
Right, but characters in that vein of like Eddie Guerrero. I don't know if Eddie's ever going to win the.
No, I wouldn't say Eddie just because Eddie was a cruiserweight and then came back a lot bigger.
He did get a little thicker. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, he became a thick boy.
But you know what I mean. There was that
Right,
collection.
absolutely. I would say again, like a guy like you said, more in the vein of like a Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, of a guy who's smaller who shouldn't be where he is. Even a guy like Jeff Hardy, who, yeah, I know. We'll stay with Daniel Bryan then, but to
We're going to
where,
be on here for another while if you keep bringing him up. So
yeah, sorry, but to where he works really well as fighting from underneath. He works really well of he does a high spot, but it looks just as painful as you imagine it would look like. He's willing to take the spots and can sell perfectly to where every move Bobby Fish hit tonight just looks super impactful, looked super painful. So I think he works very well as that underdog, like just manages to get a roll up, a sneaky pin, just manages to outlast and out heart the champion and win.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Rey Mysterio was the heavyweight champion in the world's biggest company. So
right.
If you write it right, we'll buy in. If the fans will follow him, if you write it right.
If you book it, they will come, Tony.
If they book it, they will come. Santino's daughter. Sorry, I skipped something. Next Level Up wrestler started there. I mean, it's NXT. It's just the dark matches. So yes, definitely names going through there. Ivy lives there, from what I've understood. Ronda versus Basler. I don't know why I think the problem with Ronda and Basler, as we head to the door here, is the problem with that is I don't think they have enough faith in Basler to carry Ronda, and Ronda's not good. and we're not going to get into this debate tonight. We'll come back and talk about it another night. Everybody knows how I feel about Ronda Rousey, so she's not good. She's a name. She's a name. A name. Bailey win Money in the Bank. Everyone kind of feels like Bailey might win this. Versus Charlotte. I mean, see, it's funny that we don't talk about the current champions, Nick.
Yeah, it's telling a little bit that, you know, we haven't had one person mention. Well, we've had Ronda mentioned, but more of taking the title off of her. I think, been the only one that's mentioned Bianca Belair as current Raw Women's Champion. Most of the conversation's been about Bailey or Charlotte Flair or people who aren't on screen right now.
Right. It's true. It's a very interesting thing. Jade versus Flair. Yeah, take my money right now. I would pay for that this minute. And I think Jade is improving. You watch her. I didn't realize she was hitting a bit of a like the end of this match, and I don't know if it's something. I'll pay attention to see if she does it again. She hits like the pedigree and then follows it up with that slam. And I just think they're very optically similar, and maybe she shouldn't combo those two moves. Maybe just do the pedigree.
Yeah, it's like we've talked about it. She's still figuring this kind of character out. She's still a little bit green, but I do like it's like a female Goldberg of you know, granted she's supposed to be a heel, but you kind of get that she's gonna win. She probably should win, but they still put her against guys who are, or women, sorry, who are at least a big enough of threat, or they build a good enough story around it that it's at least entertaining.
Yeah. JV wanted to see the original four horsewomen in a Fatal 4-Way at Mania. I think that would be cool. And
yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get that with the Charlotte Becky Ronda thing.
Right. Well, I mean, they keep giving Ronda multiple people in her matches to kind of hide her. So that's the move on that one. Bobby Fish is a big guy. Jack looks great in AEW. Yeah, I like Bobby Fish a lot. I really do. His attitude, his style, his promo, all of the above. What else we got? Because Ronda Rousey in the promos, and just she sucks in general. We'll talk about it later. Come back. We got all weekend to talk about how much I don't like Ronda Rousey. Anyone else notice outside of Mox? That's a tweener. All the baby faces that had held the title, AEW have flopped.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
that's debatable.
Hangman is a tough debate about whether or not it was a flop, and there is both sides of that argument. Jericho was what he was, and he was what he was supposed to be. Kenny, I didn't love Kenny's run. People bag on me all the time because I didn't love Kenny's run. It didn't move like it was, again, to his to JV's point, a little too tween. I don't know if he was a tweener because he was pure heel, but I just thought it was too much goofy shit, and I didn't buy into Kenny enough. He had a couple good matches, and when Brian showed up, it really, for me, kind of kicked him up. But as a character, as a gimmick, I don't know.
I feel like that could be a little bit of, at the time, he didn't have enough people that are on his level that could go. I mean, him versus Ospreay still absolutely sign me up, or him versus Jay White in a rematch, absolutely sign me up. There's people out there now that they work with that are on that level.
Yeah, and I mean, Tony didn't do him any justice, and this isn't, again, we're not going to get into the debate of it, but, you know, you put him in you have Pac and Cassidy, and you're like, you don't really buy into any of the angle, you don't really care, the match was all right, but I don't know, I didn't love Kenny's run. I'd like to see him give us another run and kind of just, we know what he can do in the ring, give him good opponents, but outside the ring, I think we could get more out of him. Last but not least, damn, I'm watching the Girls Gone Wild thing. It's crazy how they had a segment on Raw. They really, really did.
Yeah. WWE's had done something strange for a little piece of change.
It did. It's been it's kind of the trend. So, and it's a trend that started a while ago, and it's not stopping anytime soon. But what a crazy day in wrestling, folks. It started off with breaking news that Vince McMahon was on the outs. He was stepping back. His daughter, Stephanie McMahon, is the new CEO and chairwoman of WWE. Vince came out. We all teased a big something, or maybe we just assumed based on their marketing, gave us clickbait. He basically said, I'll be back. And then he left. We had an amazing title match. We got an hour of Rampage. It was entertaining. We didn't give really any ratings. Do you want to give us a quick rating?
I'll say a 5, just middle of the road.
Rampage, I'll go 6.
Okay.
I like Jade match, maybe 6.5. Just quickly, anyone want to give us a rating? Crazy how it'll pop up now. Yeah, it's funny, right? All right. So with that all being said, folks, that is the show. We've had a ball. We've been on for a while now, so we're going to go to bed.
Trust me, we've had all this craziness happen in just the past 24 to 48 hours, so we're going to be here all weekend too. This is still just chapter 1 of, the saga. This is Star Wars Episode 1, A New Hope.
We've only just
we're going to get Steph of just help me, Hunter. You're my only hope.
JV with the 6 as well. Thank you, JV. Thank you to all the fans, even those who can't hear me right now. If you did check out the SmackDown stream as well, thank you for anybody who even spends a minute on this channel. We have so much fun doing these all here. Everybody, big shout out to every member of the fam where you're out and doing your thing right now. Tune in all weekend. We are rocking and rolling. Coming back tomorrow, GCW. Moxley makes his return to GCW with the strap on his shoulder. We got a good lineup of matches, and then we're coming back. Slammiversary is stacked. If you want to know what we think for Slammiversary, check out the podcast with predictions. Nick, man, it's always a goddamn pleasure to do this shit with you. How are you feeling? Any final thoughts before I hit this button?
No, this is a very interesting time to be in wrestling, and we're heading into a hell of a weekend. So fucking get on the goddamn ride, motherfuckers, because this is just about to start.
Let's just, let's punch that monetization in the face on the way out the door. Right? No, I'm giving folks. Thank you.
Be a friend, tell a friend. You're going to miss out. You're going to fucking be kicking yourself in the ass if, and fucking at this rate, a week or two from now, we're, trending on fucking Twitter and all of this and that. And you're like, shit, I should have fucking subscribed then. Now I can't fucking, I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Well, on that very flavorful note, once again, folks, all weekend we are here, 2 shows, and we don't stop. Check out more of our content, and we will see you on the flip side again and again and again. Thank you and goodbye.